Well, I was a bit lucky, really. I was at a university that had a course in recreation administration at a time when the New Zealand sport industry, anyway, was very undeveloped, very few jobs. But as a part of that degree, I did a practical placement, and the organisation I worked for decided to employ someone full time for the first time. I got that job, and I've been involved in professional sport. I've been involved in sport ever since, and I was able to get an opportunity very early in the days when the game went professional. I was the first chief executive for the Crusaders, and so I've been involved in professional rugby from day one in New Zealand, and it's been a great privilege. I'm not sure I'd single out a piece of advice. I think, in the end, life's about experiences, isn't it? And I've been fortunate enough to meet a lot of people and get a lot of, informal advice more than anything else. Just watch and listen and learn. So, I think sport's a really important part of life. I've watched the good things that come out of particularly being involved in a team sport. So the unselfishness of being part of a team and putting yourself second in the team first, the friendships and the camaraderie that comes with it. So, as a father, for me, having my kids grow up comfortable that they can participate in sport and be encouraged to do it. You can't make them. So for me, I work in an industry I think has an enormous amount of positives for individuals. But if you come from our country and you're involved in rugby, then it goes to another level almost, because rugby's part of the DNA, and at both the community level and also our public-facing image offshore, rugby and the All Blacks become a very important part of brand New Zealand. And so for me, I'm inspired working for, I think, the greatest rugby brand in the world. I get to work beside some of the greatest athletes and coaches, and I play my small part in what is a great organisation. Well, I've been incredibly privileged, certainly in the last 10 years involved in professional rugby, to be involved with a lot of successes that the teams I've been with have achieved. But probably, I guess, what I'm most proud of is the way New Zealand stood up and hosted the World Cup in 2011. We got through a very difficult 6 months after the Christchurch earthquake, very challenging for our country. We lost life. We lost a venue that was going to host 2 quarterfinals, a lot of big games, and so we had to regroup and then re-execute a completely different plan. But ultimately, those 4 or 5 weeks where New Zealanders were all fully engaged, incredibly hospitable, we had an opportunity which we took to showcase our country in a way we'd never had before, and I was immensely proud of that. And those last couple of weeks with the boys in the finals, semi-finals, everyone got in behind it, and it was just an amazing experience. So I guess you have to single something out, then clearly Rugby World Cup 2011 is up there. Well, I don't think it's any different from any other environment, whether it's sport, family, or any other industry. If you want to truly be a leader, you've got to be honest. You've got to do what you say you're going to do. You have to treat people with respect. You have to work really hard. You have to be prepared to put yourself second and the team first. And I think the most important thing in leadership actually is not to get too carried away with the fact that you're the leader, and that yes, you've got a role to play, which might mean that you've got a bit more responsibility, or you've got to make some of the final decisions, or whatever it is. But ultimately, you've got to create a team environment where people believe in what you're doing, prepared to work hard to do it, they understand their role, and in the end, you deal with the disappointments and you make sure you celebrate the successes. No, there's not. As I said before, I've been incredibly lucky. I've worked with a large number of chairmen in organisations that I've been the chief executive of. All of them have been outstanding in their own right. All of them have brought different strengths and attributes, and I've formed incredibly strong friendships with a lot of people. So I kind of take a bit from a lot of sources, if you like. But in the end, you just got to remember that everybody is born equal and has got an opportunity to lead if they want to. And so, for me, probably the most inspirational people are those that help others have an opportunity to do well.